Hello, hello.
Hello.
And bam.
Yay.
How is everyone doing tonight? We are just chilling. Let's see. How should I rearrange this? I want it to look like I'm looking at people when I talk to them. So if I'm in this general direction, that's better. That's better. I can't move that because then I'll mess stuff up, I think. Yeah. We'll keep that where that's at. Hey, Waffles. Thanks for waiting patiently. Sorry for the hiccup. Apparently, if you schedule a live stream on mobile, you can't use it when you go on your computer to live stream. So I had to do away with that one. Pretty frustrating. Oh, in fact, I should probably tweet under my my previous tweet so that people know.
I'm surprised there's no setting that you can just change that.
I know, it's really silly. I mean, maybe there's a way, but I didn't have time to figure it out. We're live, new link. Just in case someone already was on that old tweet looking for. So yeah, I'm in my comfort cookie getup. It's Teddy Fresh. They had a sale, it was 50% off, so I'm like, that looks just like a comfort cookie. I need to wear this immediately. You know what, I'm going to do a little bit of adjustment here.
Oh.
I'm just going to make things look a little bit nicer. Let's see. A little bit wonky right now, but it'll be better. Here, just hold your horses. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. Oh, still a little weird. Hold on. We're always a little weird. There we go.
There you go.
Very nice. Okay, so it is time to do some Pikmin tier list. I have some things planned. I haven't told Gina here any, otherwise known as passive pasta, by the way, and for those who are unaware. I haven't told anyone what my plans were. Some of these plans are being made right now.
That's how you know it'll be a fun stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do some stuff.
Listen, guys, we're just chilling. Like I said, I got my comfort cookie gear on. We just chilling. So, but one thing we are doing is, Gina is going to build this Pikmin puzzle in the background while I go through my tier list. Thank you. This is my tier list. It's not reflective of Gina's opinions. While she may chime in, she may chime in with her opinions here and there. I would not recommend going after her because she doesn't necessarily share my opinions with how things will be placed on this list. Thank you for the appreciation of the hat. These are Australia imports, but I think you probably know that. All of R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's go ahead and open that. I actually have two of these. I didn't realize this one's got a big rip on the back.
There you go. Thank you. I was looking for one.
That's a nice, easy.
Thank you very much.
Easy way to get through that.
Yes.
These are available on Amazon. They're like $15. If you want one. It's the only like non-Japanese Pikmin puzzle that's available now. It's 1,000 pieces.
Oh yeah.
And
Pretty small.
oh, that's colorful. I like it.
I know. Yeah.
You can just dump them all in here.
Yeah.
The table is big enough for this. What is this? Oh, it's just a little reference image. Neat. I mean, you have the whole box though. Granted, it's slightly different. So this is a perfect replica. Oh, I like this. Oh, it's deluxe. It is actually deluxe brand. So this is new. Deluxe brand, nice. like it's a different brand.
Yeah.
Goodness. So, yeah, she's gonna work on that. So, I did want to start with something unrelated, but related to another project that I'm working on. That I'm not going to spill the beans entirely on what I'm planning. But I have this package from AllMR12345 in the chat right now as we speak. I'm trying to not to DDoS you here and show you address on stream. I'll make sure not to do that. I don't have a good way to open this. Wait, I might just be able to do it with my fingers. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see here. So, I'm gonna have to plug this thing in. This thing right here. Oh, that's a good idea. This thing right here is a Game Boy reader thing. I have a couple plans for this, but one of the cool features of this thing is that it can pull photos from a Game Boy camera. It's very cool. Shoot. It basically just allows you to download them all as PNGs. So Olimar was nice enough to send me his camera so that I can browse through all of his photos. Because the cool thing about these things are you usually buy them secondhand. So they have all these photos on them that people might have taken in like 1999 when this thing came out, or was it 1998? Basically a couple decades old, right?
Yeah.
Photos a couple decades old that would be lost to time if the battery dies on these things. Oh, nice. Little signature from the man in chat himself. AllMR12345. I would link his name on the, oh, he put a nice little label. That's perfect. So I know to send it back when I'm done with my purposes. Yeah, so now I have more of these, but I have a red, blue, and green now, so that's cool. But yeah, we're gonna check out what's on this. I've obviously not seen the contents of this. Should be interesting. But this is the thing it plugs into, and then I'm gonna need to plug this into my computer. And I just realized that I cannot unplug that USB because that is the USB that allows you guys to see my face. So let's do
Pretty important.
Yeah. Let's do a little plug-y-roo there. Whoops. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Nice little glow to tell you that it's on. Red, blue, green. Perfect. They have yellow ones too, so soon I'll have all the Pikmin colors. Why is this not showing up? It's called the Eclipse, right? No, it's called the Epilogue. Why did I think it was called Eclipse? All right. So I need to add this to my window.
It's a very interesting puzzle piece shape.
That is a very interesting puzzle piece shape.
There's a long one.
That's pretty strange. But that's the yellow Pikmin, front and center. He's right there. He goes right there.
Right
there in the center?
Right there. Right
Yeah.
there in the middle.
Right there.
Okay.
That's where that goes.
Thank you very much.
Oh, hey, Crafted Peabody, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm gonna. There we go. Very good. So this thing, whoops. Again, unrelated to Pikmin, necessarily, unless there might be Pikmin photos. Who knows?
That would be really cool.
That would be neat. Oh, we gotta not cover up our face here. There we go. Yeah, let's see what's on here. Let's take a look-ski. Let's plug her in. This way? No, this way. And there we go. We have a Game Boy camera. Cool. So, let's see here. Let me just proof check this real quick. to make sure that I'm not. Okay, no, we're probably good. I think we're good. All right, so we can go to our photos and press Save All. Wow, you can kind of see them there at the bottom. I do see some Pikmin pictures. There are definitely some Pikmin pictures. So I'm going to press Save All. And I have a little bit, obviously you guys can't see this right now. I have started collecting some of these photos. Shoot. Where did I put those? Here we go. I'm going to name this folder Olimar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and I guess we no longer need this. I could show you a little bit of Eclipse, what it can do. Unfortunately, you can't launch the Game Boy camera, but if you had another Game Boy game, which I do, I can show off some of these things. It can do a couple of things. For one, this will show you that it's an official cartridge. It'll tell you whether or not it's read-only, because if you have a writable cartridge, this thing can actually write to cartridges. It's really neat. You can back up your save data from any game. You can play these games on your computer. You can download the ROMs off of them, which is completely legal, by the way, as long as you're not distributing it. Yeah, really neat. Really cool device. So, just to show you that it works, I have a copy of Pokemon Blue here that I can plug in if I know how to do it. There we go. And it thinks about it for a second, and it doesn't work, so I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in. There we go. And you can see, yep, this is an official cartridge of Pokemon Blue. So now you know that I'm worth at least $40. All right, so but let's close this for a moment and switch it over to our folder list here and look at these. Actually, no, this probably isn't the best way to do this. I'm just gonna open it in like Windows Photos, and I hope you're okay with this being streamed, by the way, Olimar. I hope you didn't take any incriminating photos
and
send them to me to try to put my blood on like crime scene data or something. Cool. Let's do that. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's gorgeous. And we'll sort of go through here. There we go. This is the first one. I assume this was not taken. Oh, I didn't press OK. Oh no, I changed the wrong. Dang it! I'm sorry, guys. I changed the wrong backdrop thing, but wrong window. There we go. Now you can see it. Look at that beautiful thing right there. And all of these should be the same like size and stuff, so I'm just gonna sort of get this in a nice viewing. Oops. Oh, that'll happen later.
It was like in the perfect tier
Ah,
list.
that's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Let's pan through here and see what we got. I should be able to left click, right click. It doesn't work.
Oh yeah, isn't it weird that you have to do it?
Oh great.
Oh, now you can.
No, it's not opening. Hold on. Thanks, stream. Thanks for making this so easy. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this and make a new window. There we go. There we are. I should be able to more easily pan through as necessary. Yeah, it's that guy from Castlevania. That's exactly right. Count Dankula. Okay. Now it won't let me pan through again.
What? Why? It just had the thing up before.
Oh, well that transferred over. Okay, and now it's letting me.
Okay.
So yeah, let's look at this. What's happening in this image? Some sort of satanic ritual, obviously. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it looks like a fire pit.
Or is it like a skateboard?
A skateboard.
I don't know.
I have no clue. No clue. And now I can't.
Oh, it's Waffle said if you zoom in, you can. So zoom out.
Oh my gosh. Waffles, you're teaching me how to use a Windows computer. Thank you. We got this kid who's wearing some sort of necklace thing, and he's acting pretty cocky. That's cool. No clue who these people are. Okay, I've zoomed out. Do I have to?
I think zoom all the way out.
Is there a button to just like? Oh. Well, that's not what I wanted.
Just zoom again on this kid.
It doesn't give me like a percentage. I don't know what's 100, and it only lets me like. Okay, let's try this. I'm just gonna zoom in on OBS.
So far, I think that one is the most unsettling one.
This one is pretty unsettling, yes.
Yeah.
Can I please get the correct window? Okay, there we go. We're just gonna have to zoom in on the stream here. There we go.
I do not know.
Do a little bit more. Yeah, no clue what that is. We got this kid. That is a dog, I believe. I think that is actually a dog. I see some ears right here.
He's got a nice bow tie.
I just realized, oh yeah, ears right here. I gotta put my mouse on this, not the OBS window. And that's like that's his actual nose, I think, right there. I don't think that's edited. But they clearly put eyes and stuff over his face.
Ooh, that's ominous. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
that's a staircase with some like ghastly presence right here. Oh.
I don't like that one.
Oh, no, this is pretty strangey. I have a feeling that most of these are going to be right out of a horror movie. That is a skateboard. That's a guy skateboarding.
That kind of
right. Like that goes with the other one.
Yeah.
Do you think they? Okay, but look at this like frame. I think they're probably taking a picture of like a television, of like a guy skateboarding.
Oh.
You see that frame?
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably like them taking a picture of a television. All right. Cool. We got some Frankenstein monster thing, who is visibly angry. You can tell by the eyebrows and the. Ew, is that like is that a scar? Is that like stitches? Is it like a wound with stitches, or is it like a tattoo of it? Because this looks like a shoulder. No way, that's real. It also could just be someone with their eyes closed with some crazy like eye makeup on.
I know. I thought it was like a sewn shut eye.
Yeah, it could like be eye makeup or something. Maybe we'll find another image that kind of explains it. Ooh, that is unsettling.
What is this?
There's like a dude laying, like that's a nose and that's an eye, maybe?
Yeah. Like it's lost.
These are so unsettling. That's a person. I think he used the flip. He used the flip filter.
Oh,
so
I would hope so.
Yeah, it
I would hope no one looks.
At first,
like
I
this.
didn't think so, but yeah, no, that's legitimate.
Oh.
Yeah, that's another flip one. It's creepy. Hey! So I imagine this one was taken by Olimar. We got the Hokotate ship right there. Very nice.
Now.
Yeah, I just had like some relief for a second. And we're back. We're right back. Right back at it again with whatever the heck this is. Or is that also the Hokotate ship, like at a different angle?
Or is it what he mirrored?
What?
Is it mirrored again?
It might be mirrored. I don't know. It almost looks like maybe it's like an onion or something. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm a little biased in thinking these things.
Oh no.
No. I think this is a continuation of the same person. Is that like, are they like looking up like this? And that's like their nose right here? And that's their mouth and then they flipped it?
Yeah, because
So
there's that fuzzy
like,
hair again, like the other picture.
That's weird. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think these would be you, Olimar. Wow. The craziest thing about this picture is that it does not look like they used any of the like pasted images. So are these eyeballs? What is going on here?
Yeah.
It might not even be a face, Like, I don't know
It
what
looks
I'm looking
so
at.
much like
This is like that one, those posts, those images where it's like you can't identify anything in the
Oh,
image, but it
yeah.
looks vaguely familiar.
Yes.
This is like perfect for that.
Yeah.
There's another Hokotate ship. Good. We got Olimar and
Good.
Louis in the Pikmin 2 display. Part of Olimar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5's personal collection. We got
Good.
we got a game that is going on the tier list. It's going on the tier list. I almost want to replace like the image of Hey Pikmin with this one on the tier list. But that would take too much time. We got Bulborb and Bulbous, mother and child. No, I still need this figure. I don't have it. I really want it. I still need it. I know people who have 2. I know people who have 1. They're very nice people that are lucky. I still have not added it to my collection. Okay, and we're back to the Nightmare Fuel.
They really like using that filter.
Yeah, they do. I mean, this is clearly a person, but geez, look at, like, are those the eyes right there?
Yeah.
That's, like, those are the pupils. They look too far up. That is like creepy pasta. Welcome, Tom Go. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hey Pikmin is in fact a video game that is in fact in the Pikmin series and will in fact be going on our tier list in a couple moments. Got a pellet posy.
That's good.
Hey! Dang it, I had it on this desk a minute ago. I have like 100 copies in the other room, but there's the book. There's the thing. I was thinking about doing like a behind the scenes kind of thing. Topical Wilds, depending on how much time we had, but maybe I'll save it for a future stream. That might be that might be a fun thing to do. But hey, there's the book. So the crazy thing about these Game Boy cameras and the photos is like you don't know how old these photos are or how new their photos are. Unfortunately, the Game Boy camera does not keep track of a date, which was a sore piece of negligence on the Nintendo developers, in my opinion. Granted, you know, the clock would have to be set by the user, but even still, like they could have done that, like have the user set the date and then, and maybe we would be able to pull some out of history. There is a section in the Game Boy camera to apply notes to an image, which the Eclipse, I keep saying Eclipse, the Epilogue reader unfortunately does not pull over, so I'd have to go into the Game Boy camera to look at those and apply the notes to know what the notes say for each one. Out of all the Game Boy cameras I've looked at thus far, they didn't have any notes because it was sort of an out-of-the-way thing. It's like you have to take the picture and then go into the gallery and then you can type it in a certain menu. So I don't imagine that many people will have typed notes for these photos, especially since they're usually no better than just like random shit posts. But yeah, so, but very cool. Thanks for taking a photo of the book. Very awesome. Hey, we got Hokotate Transportation Company. Not familiar with that. Is that like a sticker or is that like a fan-made thing? That's cute. I like it. It's like a little patch or something. Hey, is that you, Olimar? I'm not sure. I think that is you. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I have not met you in person, and you know it's like 20 pixels by 20 pixels. Oh, it is you.
Hello.
Awesome. Hello. Awesome.
It's like you're here.
It is. It's like we need to just like move this photo down to like with the webcam. You'll be at the bottom. Just here in spirit. Good stuff. And then that is not you. Another demon child.
That looks so much. You haven't watched that show, but on Cartoon Network years ago they used to have this show called Scary Godmother or something, and that looks just like the kid.
Did he have eyes like that?
He did.
Really? Yeah, look it up. That's weird. Okay, we got more children. Assumedly children. They look. What is going on in this picture? It looks like they have like some sort of suit on. Like I feel like they actually spent some time on this.
Look, doesn't he look?
Wait, hold on, let me go back.
It looks like that's him
Yeah,
in
a little
real
bit.
life.
I see it.
He's got those little beady eyes.
Beady-eyed man boy. All right, that's just a nose.
You see that?
I see just a nose, and then this is just too much light.
Maybe it's a very bright lamp.
Yeah, who knows? That looks like a cityscape, maybe. Like someone took a picture out of their car. In fact, you can see the reflection of the Game Boy camera right here on the window.
I like that.
You can see the reflection of it. Oh, that's so cool. You can barely make out anything else in the reflection, but yeah, I think that's a cityscape.
That is cool.
That's neat. I mean, it looks like maybe it could just be like silos, like a barn or something. Not necessarily a cityscape. But that's neat. There again, you can see the reflection of the Game Boy camera right here.
That's funny. Man,
Some random
makes
building.
me want to know when this was taken.
Yeah, and I think that's it, y'all. I think that's all the photos. But very cool. Nice little diversion. Maybe we've picked up some people here on the stream so we can start our tier list. How's the puzzle coming? You separated the color. You started to separate the colors. That's good.
I haven't started a puzzle in a long time, and I started with the colors, and then I was like, wait, you need to start with the outline, so all the flat pieces.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the logo. That'll be easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can finish the puzzle before
I
the
know.
end
I
of the
was
stream.
wondering, what would finish faster.
Oh, you thought there was a Wollywog pick? Shoot. Oh, there is. Wait, hold on. Why didn't it show up?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
I
Or did you click too fast?
maybe I clicked too fast. There it is. I must have double clicked it.
Yay!
There's a Wollywog. My mouse has a bit of a double click issue. I've noticed. I've learned.
This is what the puzzle is.
Oh yeah, it's just the Pikmin 3
Deluxe
box art. This puzzle is available on Amazon right now for like $15. One of the few North American merchandise items that we have. Because we don't get a lot of those, unfortunately. No, we do not. Alright, well, it's about time for me to...
It's time for the real tea.
Yeah, it's about time to start this tier list and make people angry. So let's go ahead and do away with this. Looks like maybe I messed this up just a smidgen. There we go. Alright. So, as you can see, I've labeled our tier list here from perfect, amazing, very good, okay, not great, very bad. I believe there will be things going in perfect, and there will be things going in very bad. I know it sounds like a bit of a crazy things to say, that any Pikmin game is perfect. And to that I say, and this starts the tier list, maybe this is controversial, I don't know. No Pikmin games are perfect. The only thing on this tier list that I consider perfect is missing. Hold on.
Whoa.
1 second.
It's just that perfect.
Where did it go? What the heck? It didn't get saved. That was a little anticlimactic. Un momento, por
Glad
favor.
you didn't have a drum roll for that.
Yeah, seriously. Wait, but the image is here. It must have just, like, not... It must have not liked it, the file type. Alright. It's still not here. Is it, like, invisible or something? What? I mean, at this point, you might have guessed what it is.
Process of elimination.
Yeah, because I said it's not a game, right? Gosh dang it. Yeah, it doesn't want to work. Let's try this. I mean, I would just tell you, but I need it to be there for the rest of the stream. Oops. It's so funny. The first one that I was going to talk about just wasn't there. The preparation for the stream was incredible. Absolutely immaculate.
Yeah.
No, this is my first tier list ever. It's the Pikmin short movies. Oh, I didn't turn on the light. Pikmin short movies.
Ta-da.
That is, in my opinion, the only perfect piece of Pikmin media. I have never heard anyone... the only flaw that I've heard of is that maybe it doesn't stick to the canon. Like, the butterfly looks different, or the Pikmin don't act the way that they do in the games entirely. I don't care. I don't care. Pikmin short movies, in my opinion, is a perfect piece of Pikmin media. They have segmented in the minds of all the Pikmin fans. Like, we use those GIFs in all kinds of servers, all over Twitter. Like, it is, in my opinion, some of the best Pikmin media that exists. Because of the fact that it has no flaws. Now, is it my favorite? Not necessarily. See, this tier list isn't necessarily what my favorite is. Although that might, come into account. I can't say that the Pikmin short movies left more of an impact on me than the Pikmin games. And the reason that the Pikmin short movies are so good to me is because of the Pikmin games. But, that being said, I have absolutely no qualms with the Pikmin short movies. They are complete and utter fan service without being too much fan service to the point of it being like cringe, right? Mm. Absolutely fantastic piece of media, and in my mind, it's perfect. So again, yes, this tier list does not necessarily mean that these are my favorite. I just find that they are the best, if you will. The best, I guess. Hey, Sweet Toast, welcome to the stream. Nice hat. I'm actually, I have one of these to send to you, Sweet Toast, as you're aware. In fact, it might be this one.
Is this the special one?
It might be this one that I send to you. Because, as it turns out, I only have I only have 3, and this is the only one that doesn't have tags on it, and I want to keep one with a tag on it for my collection. So I won't be wearing it after the stream. So this is kind of my last time wearing this hat to a degree. But anyway. Oh, I can't do that. Can't do the wiggle. It's good. There we go. So, your thoughts? Pikmin short movies being perfect? I don't think many people have a qualm with that. I've never heard anyone really complain about the Pikmin short movies. Maybe the fact that they cost money. They were $5 for a while. Now they're free on YouTube. So, can't complain about that anymore. It is fit for Pikmin Safari. Yeah. Alright. So, I think, I don't know, should I go ahead and rate Hey Pikmin? Like, should I go from like...
Oh, do you want to do, perfect.
So, oof.
Yeah, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just go in order of the pictures, or do you want to be selective?
I think I want to kind of set a groundwork, I guess. Okay. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
That's fair.
To kind of show how I'm ranking these to a degree. I think I'll go for Pikmin Adventure next. Because Pikmin Adventure, I mean, it's a spin-off. And Pikmin is perfect. Let's just put that there. Anybody who just comes into the stream would be like, immediately.
They would stay, though, because
they would stay. They'd be yelling. Just put that there for now, just as a joke. See if we can catch anyone off guard. But it's not staying there. You guys know, because you're early, it's not going to stay there. But we'll just put it there for now, because that's hilarious. It's like we're just trolling. We're just trolling. Yeah. It's a very serious stream. Or it's a very trolly stream until we remove Hey Pikmin. Yeah. So we'll just put that there for now. But it's not staying there. Okay. So, Pikmin Adventure. I had fun with it. You haven't played it. Have you played it? Yeah, we played a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the Wii U, Nintendo Land. Came out before Pikmin 3. So it was the first Pikmin content we had in a long time. And maybe it gets bonus points for that. I'm not sure. It was fun, if not a little tedious. Out of all the Pikmin spin-offs, probably the worst. I think I'm gonna put it at not great. While it was fun, it didn't have a lot of bulk to it. It was part of a mini game, and it was not the most fun mini game on Nintendo Land. To be fair, I think mainly the multiplayer ones. I mean, it was multiplayer. Don't get me wrong, but out of all the multiplayer ones, it was probably the worst because I didn't like how it set one person apart from the other ones. Whereas that worked really well in like the Luigi's Mansion and the Mario Chase Run games. In this one, it felt like, okay, you guys are just second class to me. You're not adversaries. It's not like you're working as a team against me. You're just sort of second class. Kind of weird how, you could have 5 players and it was red, yellow, blue, and white. Like, I don't know. Why not just make it Louis or something? That's kind of a non-argument. Luigi's Mansion was the best game on Nintendo Land, hands down. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
There's no disagreeing with that. Animal Crossing was fun. The Mario one was fun. It just kind of felt like a dumbed down Animal Crossing one and kind of felt like the same thing again a little bit. The other games, the Metroid was fun. All the single player ones were good. Well, maybe not all of them. I'm having trouble remembering all of them, I suppose. But Pikmin Venture did not even rank in the best of those. It felt a little grindy. It was like, I'm just kind of tapping the screen. The difficulty was sort of fake to a degree. But, I don't think it was very bad. I just realized, hey, Pikmin's up here. I'm an idiot. I was like, it's not down here. What about the pullboard poop? I forgot about that. Does that bring it up a rank? No, it doesn't. In fact, I was highly considering putting this in very bad, so we'll just say that the bullboard poop solidifies it at not great. It was fun, I guess, collecting the stuff in it. But like whenever I had friends over, it wasn't, hey, let's play the Pikmin game. It was, let's play all of the other multiplayer games. And yeah, the upgrades for the Pikmin was a neat concept, albeit a little strange. That maybe in some form would be neat to see in a mainline game, like Nectar giving Pikmin some sort of upgrade that's like specific to them. Kind of like bomb rocks work, like one Pikmin can get a bomb rock. Have a Pikmin drink a nectar that gives them a weird twirly leaf thing that lets them maybe hit opponents for like a ranged attack or something, something like that. Interesting concept, but I mean, I can't rank it up for its interesting concepts when in actuality they did not really perform that well. Music was good. I like the music, albeit the first official like Pikmin remixes. I guess Brawl had some. But I liked them. They were cute. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go with the easy ones first. The e-reader games, completely unnecessary. And for that reason, they get an okay. I think they get an okay. The games were good. The strategies were actually really hard. Actually, for what it was, I think it was actually very good. In all honesty, I think maybe it was very good. Like, I'm not saying again that if this isn't true, but if Pikmin 2 is down here at not great, that the Pikmin e-reader games are better than Pikmin 2 or anything, but it's it was good for what it is. It's good for what it is. The games there was a lot of them. I really like collecting stuff, as most of you probably know. So, collecting cards, that's really cool. I wish they brought it to the US. That would have been great. Of course, I probably would have collected all the US cards and all the Japanese cards. But, yeah, if they had put all of them on a single GBA cartridge. Who was it I was talking to? I was actually talking to Bloopy about that I would love to be able to port all of those to a single GBA cartridge. I was a little bit inspired by this thing that lets you write to Game Boy cartridges to do something like that, but the required data for that, getting that all set up would be tricky because all of the data for the games is on Pikmin 2, on Japanese Pikmin 2. And I think it's in Japanese, I think it's in the North American Pikmin 2, it's just not accessible. I think it's in the data though. I could be wrong about that. But I think I was talking to somebody about that and they said, yeah, it's in there. So yeah, I think e-reader cards, very good for what they are. It stinks that they didn't come to the US. I would have been, and you know, that's why I think it deserves very good, because if it was okay, then I don't think I would care that much if it didn't come to the US or if I didn't get to play as a kid, but I think they're very good. The puzzles are hard. I've played quite a few of them, and some of them I really sat down for and tried. So again, I know this is technically a tier list, but it's not. I'm not saying that, you know, the e-reader games are better than another game. I mean, I kind of am, in a way, but it's not like I would rather play the e-reader games than Pikmin. You know, I'm not saying that. I might rather play Pikmin 2 even if it ranks lower, or Pikmin 3 even if it ranks lower. Okay. So then the last spin-off, well, besides Hey Pikmin, which needs to be ranked, let's go ahead and rank Hey Pikmin. Honestly, this might cause some controversy. My opinion on Hey Pikmin is very bad. Very bad. I know, listen, I 100%ed the game. I 100% of the game. I gave it to her to play it. She hasn't finished it yet. or barely. Even for that matter.
I'll get there.
You know, I can tell you what's good about Hey Pikmin. It's got good music. It's got some creative enemy design. I feel like maybe some of the enemies were a little bit lackluster. It's got some neat bosses. But the gameplay is bad. It does not even hold up well to me as just a game. If it wasn't Pikmin, I would not play it. Like, if it... I only played it because I'm a Pikmin fan. I got that gold trophy at the end, and oh my gosh, that was an absolutely awful experience. And honestly, maybe that's why I rank it so bad. Maybe if I just played it to the end, I would have been okay with it and not been so upset. Maybe if I had played it to the end, the final boss, and not worried about going and getting all the treasures, and even worse, clearing all the levels without losing Pikmin, because that was absolutely horrendous. Because there were glitches. There were glitches that your Pikmin would just randomly die. Like, especially on that dang, the level with, one of the levels with the, I can't remember the enemy name, but the family the same as the, Gatling Groink. The Caustic Groink, I think it was called. Maybe something like that. Chibi Robo Ziplash is even worse. Chibi Robo Ziplash is awful. I would have to make another list to put it there. Chibi Robo Ziplash was an absolutely trash, garbage fire game. Hated it. Did not play. I am a big Chibi Robo fan. I've actually been playing through the GameCube version again recently. And I'd love to have a Chibi Robo Pikmin crossover, but I've played all of the Chibi Robo games except for the one that came out only in Japan. I want to play it, but I haven't. But all of those games are great except for Ziplash, which is awful. Anyway, Hey Pikmin. So, Sweet Toast, I saw you said the journal entries were good. I disagree. I think they were okay. I feel like the way that they portrayed Olimar was different than he's been portrayed in any of the other games. The amiibo was good. The amiibo was great. I love amiibo. If I had amiibo on this list, if I had the Olimar and the if I had the Olimar and the Pikmin amiibo, they'd be in the perfect. I like them. They included, well, actually, maybe I'd put the Pikmin under amazing just because they didn't include the purple and white Pikmin. Then it would be perfect. But I do have that qualm that they didn't include, and I know they weren't in Hey Pikmin. But if they had the purple and white Pikmin, they'd be in perfect. Maybe I should add them in, just as a joke. Let's see. I guess you guys can probably see me Google searching, but that's okay. Yeah, Yeah, this is funny. This is funny content. Hold on.
Ha ha hee.
Ha ha hee hee. Oh, if I go back and edit the tier list though, is it gonna delete everything? It might.
Well, you remember what you only have.
Yeah, let me just snippet it. The music in Hey Pikmin's very good. I listen to it sometimes, but a game requires it to be good all the way through. I'm sorry. It's like, I can appreciate the music in Hey Pikmin for what it is. I can appreciate the enemies. I can appreciate the good journal entries. Did not like the treasures in that game. I didn't like the names of the treasures. I thought that they were lazily named. I don't like the fact that they aren't, you know, a lot of them are just like rips of Pikmin 2 treasures with different names. I think they did reference some Pikmin 2 treasures, which I'm happy about. So hopefully this doesn't delete it, but if not, I took a snippet so that I can bring it back to where it was. Oh, it kept it. Sweet.
Yay.
Let's get this back to where it needs to be. Yeah, this is funny. So, yeah, Pikmin Amiibo go into amazing. Olimar Amiibo goes into perfect. I mean, they did it perfectly. I mean, let's be real. It's straight up his Smash stance. They did a great job. So yeah, Hey Pikmin. I would not play it again. I wouldn't. And I would hate to play it again, honestly. Sometimes I've booted it up to go look at it because I wanted to figure out an enemy. Because I do like the concepts. I like it when they add stuff to this world. I really do like that. But that does not carry a game for me. Olimar Amiibo is my favorite game. Yeah, so it's kind of sad. I'll tell you right now, the only things that are getting perfect on this tier list are the Pikmin short movies and the Olimar Amiibo. I'll tell you that right now.
What a spoiler!
It's a bit of a spoiler. It's a little bit of a spoiler. But all the other games have flaws. So, let's see. Pikmin Bloom. Hot take. Hot take. Pikmin Bloom, in my opinion, is very good. It has gotten me walking. It has made me healthier. So, I've been in the beta since March, and obviously I have tons of problems with the game. I really hope they add Bulbmin. They need to make flower planting easier. But I've enjoyed it more than Pokemon Go. It's the only game I play on my phone right now. It takes my time. I enjoy it. Yes, they could do more things to make it more in line with the Pikmin series. But for what it is, I think it's very good. I think it's above the e-reader games. Yeah, I play Pikmin Bloom every day. Oh, you're singing the song. Oh my gosh. I play Pikmin Bloom every day. Good. Alright, so this is probably turning some heads as is already. But we're to the mainline games. So, now's when people get mad. Now is when people get mad. Oh yeah, that's... I could talk about Pikmin Bloom more, I suppose. The decor are really cute. I hope they keep adding them. I hope this game continues for at least half a decade longer, because that's what I need to get to level 100. Because I took out my averages, and I am at my current rate. When I get 10 million steps, which is what's required for level 100, is 10 million steps. It'll be in like 4 years. Yeah, the challenges, the weekly challenges are very fun. I picked up my phone. I said phone. I'm getting my butt kicked right now by Dreaded Demon. If you guys are familiar with him, he also beat me in the bingo battle tournament of like 2019. So that kind of stings a little bit that he continues to beat me in this game.
It's funny.
I'm just kidding. He's a good guy.
I like the challenge. It motivates you to not get burnt out. And
yeah, I don't think this gives away anything, but good old Ryan is rocking a nice 14,000, and I'm at like 6,000 for a challenge that started this morning. Granted, he's in Europe, so he had a bit of a head start. But then again, it's 8:32 p.m. here, and I'm not gonna go taking steps right now. So, I guess that's a non-excuse, which means that I'll probably wake up tomorrow to him having even more steps. Aye. Okay. How's the puzzle coming?
We have some Pikmin.
We have some Pikmin.
Yeah.
I see you separating the logo out.
Yes.
That's good.
And then
That's a different
I did
red
not
Pikmin.
realize that there was the red Pikmin in there.
Yeah.
So we have a few Pikmin just. I can't find the blue. I don't know where he is. I don't know where his body is. I haven't found an eyeball for him yet. This
Maybe
might be
he
a
blends
body.
in.
I don't know.
That looks like the rock,
It
actually.
could be.
I think that's
the
rock.
the shading right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sassy.
Yeah, nice.
No, it's two right there.
Wow.
I like this puzzle piece right here. You have some weird like.
Isn't that it?
Yeah. It's a weird shape. Look.
It is a weird shape.
It's weird.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's getting done.
I don't think so either. This is a long. This is a very big puzzle.
Depends on how much I can keep talking, I guess. All right, but guys, it's time. It's time to go on to the main series games. Hopefully, my comfort cookie shirt will de-stress you in these opinions that I'm about to drop. So. Obviously, I think we should rate Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 before we go into their ports / remakes, whatever you want to call them. In order, I suppose. So, Pikmin, the first Pikmin, my opinion, amazing. Absolutely amazing game. The ambiance, the gameplay, the way it's formatted, the replayability, the feeling that you get, just the atmosphere is absolutely amazing, and I hope that the next Pikmin game takes more from Pikmin 1 than the other games. And I mean, it's kind of hard to say this without spoiling, but my favorite Pikmin game is Pikmin 1, so the other ones will rank lower.
You just love to
Yeah.
give little spoilers.
That being said, the remake of Pikmin for the Wii doesn't even go into very good. It goes into okay. I'm really mad about it. Almost would put it in not great because I hate it. Ambience is more than just sound though, Waffles, you know. So yeah, the sound samples in the Wii Play Control version are garbage. Everything is messed up. The challenges are broken. Like, there's things in the first game that you can just completely skip because of the Wii remote. I don't like the Wii remote controls. Now, I'll talk about it more when I get into Pikmin 3, but the Pikmin 3 Wii remote controls are vastly superior to the Wii remote controls in the new Play Control games. Vastly superior. I didn't like the dang intro on the Wii menu messed up. They didn't even do it right. It was mistextured, right? They had, like, you could see the Pikmin at the bottom of it. it was such a lazy port. Absolutely lazy port. It's squeaky. It breaks puzzles. Wasn't there something like the days are actually faster or something? I seem to remember something like that. But anyway, what should I rank next? Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 3? I'll probably talk more about Pikmin 1, but I feel like I should rank the other ones before I talk about it, because otherwise I'll keep spoiling where I think the other ones go. So what do you guys think I should rank first, Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 3?
I say go in order. 1, 2, 3.
She says go in order. I might do that unless anybody says the extended music. Yeah, the longer days in the PAL version because of the hurt rate. Alright, so we're rating 2 next. Pikmin 2, full disclosure, it's a great game. It is. I really like it. And while I think it's a great game, I can't even put it in very good. I have to put it in okay.
Oof.
Yeah. Because, alright. I grew up with Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2, it's too long. It's too long. It's not directed well. The caves, while they have some charm, I find them tricky. Like not tricky. To be fair, before I say anything, my ratings of these games are largely based off their replayability. Like, what do I want to play now? And while my first impression of these games may have been very different, you know, when I was a child, I probably really liked Pikmin 2 a lot more than Pikmin 1. Because as a child, I started playing Pikmin when I was 4 years old, okay? I started playing Pikmin as a 4 years old. Pikmin 1 is way harder for a 4-year-old to play than Pikmin 2 is. You're given a lot less flexibility, a lot less ease. And as a kid, that's kind of important. So kid me would 100% put Pikmin 2 probably at the top, because Pikmin 3 didn't exist yet. But replaying Pikmin 2 to me it's boring, honestly. It's boring. I just feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And now, if I were to include all of the hacks, the amazing community hacks that come out of Pikmin 2, perfect. Honestly, because and there's so much room for improvement. But I can't include that in the base game, you know. I have some qualms with how they treated the characters. Granted, I love the world of Pikmin. I wouldn't have made Topical Wilds if I didn't love the world of Pikmin. But strictly speaking, gameplay, I have trouble just playing basic Pikmin 2. Okay. I might put it at the end of very good. But that's, no, I can't. Because Pikmin 3 is going in very good. That's why. And the only reason Pikmin 3 is going in very good is because of the mission mode and bingo battle.
Really?
Yeah. The story mode, if we're going strictly story mode, Pikmin 2 beats Pikmin 3. Because Pikmin 3 story mode was lackluster and short. But my most fond, I guess, let me just go ahead and lay out the rest. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is amazing. I can talk about that in a second. Pikmin 2 play control goes right next to Pikmin 2. It didn't have nearly as many issues as the new play control for Pikmin. It's obviously not bad enough to go down here. But that's where it goes, I think. And you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna bump Pikmin 2 up to very good, just because of the 2-player battle mode. It gets it some points. I wasn't really considering that, but I played that game so much, and still do on occasion, Pikmin 2 battle mode. So, because of that, it gets an extra point. I have some qualms here, actually. I might just put Pikmin 3 back up in Amazing too, because here's the thing. So between Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Pikmin 3, there are goods and there are bads between both of them. I know, don't get too frustrated with me. I guess it's just having visualized this. I need to adjust it a little bit. But Pikmin 3 Deluxe was full of glitches, unfortunately. It was full of plenty of glitches that thankfully did not damage the game too bad. It was mostly just visual stuff. Pikmin 3 had its fair share of glitches too. Pikmin 3 Deluxe fixed a couple of the glitches in Pikmin 3, but broke it in a lot of other ways. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, of course, has new content, whereas Pikmin 3... So, controls-wise, Pikmin 3 Wii Remote controls are the best controls that the series has ever seen, in my opinion. They allow a level of precision that is unmatched in any game. You can fly through levels going toom 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 toom. It's zoomed in more, which is unfortunate. That was a very nice change that they did in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, where they zoomed it out, but it could be necessary due to the Wii Remote controls. In fact, that's probably part of the reason why Pikmin 1 and 2 did not perform as well when given Wii Remote controls, was because they didn't account for that. Because when you're zoomed in more, you have more screen to aim at. But there's a huge difference between the Wii Remote controls in Pikmin 3 and the Wii Remote controls in Pikmin 1 and 2. Namely the fact that in Pikmin 3, the cursor is mapped to the screen. Whereas in Pikmin 1 and 2, the cursor is mapped to the map. It is mapped to the ground of the game, of the in-game engine. And that is a world of difference right there. World of difference. Now, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, while I don't think that the controls are more precise, and they have some qualms, and there's a couple issues, I think that this is the most comfortable way to play Pikmin 3. Because whenever I'm playing this Pikmin 3, I have to be sitting at the end of my seat at all times with the Wii Remote and nunchuck like this. I can't lay back and sit with a Pro Controller and play. And there's a almost equal give and take there. Especially since in things like Bingo Battle, where you're both using the same control scheme. It's not like one person can use the Wii Remote and another person can use a Pro Controller. That being said, there is a serious issue in Pikmin 3 Bingo Battle and Mission Mode, where both people have to use the same settings for their controls, which is a huge oversight that absolutely made it terrible. Olimar says standard controller controls in Deluxe are better than the OG3. From a precision standpoint, don't agree. I think that you can be so much more precise. Now, the lock-on mechanic does add a level of speed that is unprecedented. No longer do you have to aim. It makes it almost easy mode. And you can flip through it very quickly and nail those targets. But there's a level of inconsistency with it that I feel like is less consistent than just being able to aim and point exactly what you want to hit. At some times, the lock-on controls malfunction and your Pikmin will go way over a pellet posy. I know it has to do with your gyroscope if you have the gyroscope setting, but I still think it's a malfunction. Honestly, I think it should have been programmed differently, even though you can avoid it. For that reason, while I think Pikmin 3 Deluxe is a better game, I think that controls-wise, they're at equal footing. One being more precise, and one being more comfortable. But Pikmin 3 Deluxe has the Olimar side stories. While I have qualms with them, they're not great. They're certainly not perfect by any means. The mission mode levels in Pikmin 3 were way better designed maps than any of the side stories, hands down. The cutscenes were short. They could have had so much more stylization to them and made it more of an actual campaign. I don't think that the side stories were an amazing addition, except for the fact that they had music by Bobby. The music in the side stories was absolutely amazing. I'm gonna take off my glasses because I think they're making my eyes itchy. But yeah, we'll move that there. Because I think it's better than Pikmin Bloom. I play a lot of Pikmin 2. Like, it's probably not fair putting it in okay, honestly. And in fact, I would maybe put Pikmin New Plague and Shield down to not great. Yeah. I think I would do that. So, what we have here is a list of essentially replayability. Minus maybe the amiibo, that's sort of irrelevant. Maybe not even the short stories. But if you look at just the games, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Pikmin 3, Pikmin 2, Pikmin Bloom. While Pikmin Bloom does have a lot of replayability, it's not really labeled the same as the other games. You know, I'm playing it every day, so is it replayable? No, I'm sort of still going through it. You know, I wouldn't start from zero. You know, I wouldn't start from level 0 and play it again. So in that sense, it doesn't really have replayability. But I play it every day, and eventually the app's going to die because Niantic likes to close all their games, unfortunately. It's the sad truth that the game's not going to be around forever. Louis' Kitchen Nightmares? What are you talking about? For 3DS?
Wanna play?
Oh yeah, we need to get the 3DS themes, the Pikmin 3DS themes, and put them on the tier list. Hey Zebril, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. You know I can never get that right. I know you gave me a whole lecture about it, but it's hard to remember, man. Yeah, I was super disappointed by the side stories as well. The coolest thing is that Cyril, that's right. The cool thing is that they did have the ship part models in there, and the music was good, and they had a little bit of fan service in there, but for the most part, the side stories were huge misses. So let's talk about this a little bit. Pikmin 1 is my most replayed Pikmin game, at least for the campaign's sake. I played the Pikmin 1 campaign numerous times. I still play it. I love playing it. I have a television in my room, a little CRT television, that is pretty much exclusively for playing Pikmin. Spriel. Okay. Atmosphere is 100. The gameplay is great. The enemies are great. The lore is fantastic. That is the game that made me love Olimar as a character. It made me love the Pikmin as characters. It made me love the crazy enigmas that are in the Pikmin universe. Whereas later iterations tried to make them cuter. And Pikmin 2, it wasn't so much about making the Pikmin cuter, while there was a little bit of that with things like the Bulbmin being introduced. It was it was making the characters cuter. It was making Olimar and Louis and the President goofy. It had like that Earthbound energy where it was like making things goofy. Because Pikmin 1 was not goofy. Pikmin 1, I mean, the goofiest thing you could say was, oh yeah, the ship just sucks in the treasures and they just, or the ship parts and they just poof like back into the ship like some kind of weird sci-fi tech and makes funny sounds. And but no, that game was scary almost. Like it was borderline scary. The smoky Prague, the Emperor Bullblacks, the impending doom of Olimar, and just the enigma of what's out there and what's going on. It was scary. Not scary as in like horror game scary, but it was suspenseful. None of the other games I would consider suspenseful. And that is why I absolutely love Pikmin. Even replaying it, like even though I can beat the game in 8 days now, it's still like it has that aura, it has that feeling of like that loneliness that exists in games like Metroid Prime. That I absolutely crave. I love it. The thematicness of it is so great. I don't think that's a word. The thematic energy. I don't know. Pick Call of Duty. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, its story mode is not what ranks it so high. Again, I think Bingo Battle is very fun. While it has some issues, I think the rocks are a little broken. They're better in the Pikmin 2 versus mode. The idea of Bingo Battle perfectly captures the ability, the whole idea of collecting things and looking and time management and going for certain things first. It nails time management, in my opinion, better than almost any other Pikmin content. Like, in terms of time management, Bingo Battle is where it's at because you're going against someone else. Like, your time management has to be better than theirs. And they lay everything out so perfectly to perfectly utilize that. With Pikmin 2 versus mode, there's certainly some time management there. But there's not a level of complexity. It's like, go get the marbles. It's like, it's more of a race. It's like, whoever gets the marbles first. Whereas in Pikmin 3 Bingo Battle, there's a level of complexity that it's not just race to get these things. It's the path at which you get these things is important. Because you have Pikmin at certain parts of the map. You have cherries that you can go for. And while that's in Pikmin 2, they just kind of put them in the central areas. It wasn't like you had to go and get them. There's so much more. The real creative sushi. Yeah, get real. And this is passive pasta for those just joining in. Oh shoot, we got a bot. Get rid of that. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
How do we ban? I see hide. Well, let's report actually. Spam. Okay. Hide. Okay. Timeout. Pikmin dating app. Oh, sorry for that. Apparently that's become common on YouTube. Apparently.
It's unfortunate.
I know Quote was having some issues with that in his stream. Cool. So, welcome, Tom. Let me know how much you hate my list here. I'm still talking about it a little bit. So yeah, Pikmin 3, the versus mode compared to the Pikmin 2 versus mode. I know Pikmin 2 battle memes. If they were watching this, they would actually hate me for saying that. But there's just so much more complexity to Pikmin 3 Bingo Battle that allows just so much replayability. I have had more fun with Bingo Battle than I have with any other Pikmin game. And I say more fun, which is sort of vague, I suppose, whereas Pikmin, I've had a better experience, I guess. I've had a better... I don't know. It's not like joyous fun. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm sitting here like, you know. It's more of like, this game is great. I love to relax and play this game, and at the same time, at one point, it did give me that. Pikmin 3 is like, it adds a level of competitive energy that makes it like fun. and then Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's a toss-up, honestly. I mean, just having it on the Switch. The Wii U was clunky. It was hard to boot up. It was annoying every time I wanted to play it. You would get the gamepad. I had to make sure the gamepad was charged. It took forever. And then I had to get my Wii remote. You know, now I can just get a Pro controller, turn on my Switch, I'm good to go. It boots up in seconds and I'm playing. So, for that reason alone, almost, Pikmin 3 Deluxe gets extra points from just ease of play, ease of use. Plus, I love just everything about the Switch. It's great. And the controls were fantastic, albeit not, again, as I say, not as precise. And handheld. Yes, it is handheld. That is also a plus. I don't play handheld, especially with Pikmin. I can't imagine playing Pikmin with Joy-Cons. That's just my personal take. I know Gina mostly plays in handheld with her games. She'd rather play in handheld than console. But I didn't even play like DS games usually, which probably is part of the reason why I hate Pikmin's in the very bad section, because DS games are very missable for me. Pretty much the only DS games that I played were the Chibi Robo games, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. As a kid, I played a little bit more. I played like the Mystery Dungeon series, Pokemon, and Pokemon games. I mean, if you count like Game Boy, I played Pokemon. I used to be, when I was younger, Pokemon was over Pikmin for me. That was like my thing. But in like 2013, 2012, like I guess leading up to the release of Pikmin 3, that's when I really was like, dang, yeah, this game is way better. And it's probably just because I grew up and I was able to be better at it and really know how to dive into it, and I got invested in the community and stuff. So yeah, I guess I should talk about Pikmin 2 more. I can't say I hate what they did with the story. Yes, they made the characters goofier. They kind of made them idiots a little bit. I mean, they made Olimar smart. I kind of interpret his intelligence as like sort of an arrogant, making stuff up kind of thing. Like he's acting smart. They really dove into that, like giving him like scientific words and stuff. Alright, see you later, Chase. Yeah, I know it's you. I just didn't want to use your name on stream. But if you're okay with that, then I guess so. So the caves, the game is good. The combat's good. The combat was better than in Pikmin 1. But the combat is not why I like Pikmin. You know, good combat, hey, it's good. It's nice. And in all honesty, Pikmin 3 has the best combat. Olimar's wife was going to send Bulby to the circus. What? I did like the world building, but at the same time, I missed that atmosphere that was in Pikmin 1. And I think because of Pikmin 2, it's hard to go back to that. Pikmin 3 tried to bring a level of seriousness back. I think Pikmin 3 was actually less goofy than Pikmin 2. Even though Olimar and Louie were still like goofy in Pikmin 3. And there were a couple goofy moments, which is crazy because there was more dialogue in Pikmin 3. So it's weird to me that it was like somehow less goofy. But yeah, I'm trying to think where else I can elaborate. Pikmin 2 is just too long. I love the treasure names and the world building to a degree. Like, I guess it's the characters of the people that I don't like as much, but the names of the enemies that they added and the treasures and all that stuff, absolutely amazing. I think it is the best game to hack. I mean, I'd love to see more Pikmin 3 hacks. I know, like, Tong, for example, is doing good work on that front. But it seems like Pikmin 2 is where, like, the popular hackers are, because it's just a little bit easier to make, like, low-poly stuff and enter that when Pikmin 3 is a little bit, you know, you have to be good at modeling and a little better at modeling and stuff. Although there are some, like, limitations that the GameCube had that might make it harder. But I think in general, people are having an easier time modding Pikmin 2. Which is crazy to me because Pikmin 3 probably uses newer code and newer systems that are more documented. But it's just, we've had Pikmin 2 for so long that people have learned it and that's what they're used to, I think, is the reason. Because, like, again, if Pikmin 2, if you include all the mods, I mean, that's unfair, you know? It's an unfair thing to do. The challenge mode in Pikmin 2 was awful. Not even as good as Pikmin 1, which I think is a hot take. I don't think people loved the challenge mode in Pikmin 1, but I do. And I love that they kind of hinted back at it in the first level of Pikmin 3. I wish they had more of that in the side stories. I wish they had more Pikmin gathering challenges. Like a whole new mission mode section of just growing Pikmin. That would have been amazing, like in the base game. That would have been fantastic. More Pikmin 3 DLC, please. And that's another reason why Pikmin 3 is so high. It's the mission modes. Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2, their mission modes are not as good as Pikmin 3. Louis stole the duck. Yeah, there was some you're right, there was some goofiness, like Louis just blasting through that wall. That was pretty goofy.
Yeah.
I guess to some extent there's, yeah, Pikmin 3 probably has just as much goofiness. But it's because of Pikmin 2. If Pikmin 2 had kind of taken the same, like, alone vibe of Pikmin 1. So, here's what my ideal Pikmin 4 would be. This is sort of off topic, because unless people want me to keep explaining this tier list, I'll sort of change the topic a little bit. My ideal Pikmin 4 would be atmospheric like Pikmin 1. You're going to crash on the planet, and you are not going to be able to take off in orbit at the end of the day. There's only going to be one captain, but I want a lot more emphasis on, like, go here commands with the Pikmin themselves. So, like, lots of repetitive tasks where you set them up and they're working. The thing that I think that this would be able to accomplish very well is essentially kind of create a sort of tower defense situation where you have a base and during the daytime you have like an open world and you can set different bases in this open overworld, like open world game like Zelda or something. So you discover a base, and then during the daytime you set your Pikmin on repetitive tasks, like, for example, like a shard section for like bridge shards, but maybe it's making like walls, and so it's building your defenses up at your base for nighttime. You're building up these defenses so that at nighttime you can defend against the creatures better. Maybe you can collect things like nectar in reserve and bring it back to your base so that you can reuse it. Stuff like that. And then at nighttime, it's just defense. You stay in your base, you fight enemies, and it's sort of like a gauntlet. But during the day, you're able to explore, you're able to go out. You can go out at nighttime if you want, but you might have a hard time protecting your onion, because I feel like that's where the onion's going to come into play. Yeah, Clash of Clans Pikmin. So I think it would add this sense of imposing doom. So you can use the same plot from Pikmin. You got ship parts scattered everywhere, but it's an open world and you have to go find them. You have your day system. Heck, you could make it a 30-day thing, or it could just be, full survival mode. So you have to maybe collect resources to survive, kind of like in Pikmin 3. If you don't collect enough fruits during the day, you'll starve. I think that concept was very good for the Pikmin 3 campaign. They just made it too easy. They didn't give any challenge behind locating the fruits or the abundancy of them. Hey, Yurima, how are you? Welcome from Pickcord.
Hello.
Pikmin Breath of the Tropical Wild. Good. I should probably get a copy of the book.
Oh.
To show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have it still in here? Or is
No. I don't, unfortunately.
I can get it.
Yeah.
Ready.
Just to
I'll
show
go
it
for
off.
Okay.
Because I definitely don't think we're going to be able to finish this puzzle tonight.
No way.
It was a nice little thing to have in the background, I suppose. We can view the progress. This is the progress of the
There's some
puzzle.
Pikmin bodies.
We got a red and yellow almost finished.
We have,
And there's the blue
Yeah.
started.
then we have 2 rock eyeballs.
2 rock eyeballs. Well, he goes on the left side.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah. Winged is just over here.
Nice.
All this, we don't know what's going
They
on.
didn't. Oh, so the puzzle doesn't even have the purple and whites in it.
No.
That's unfortunate. They cropped it poorly. Where did I have this? Where did I have this?
Whee!
Like right there, I think.
Okay. It's more.
Yeah. Oh, you might have not even seen the Pikmin I got up there.
Okay, this is better. Here's your book.
Also, Olimar Amiibo based. Good. It's a great thing. So, just a little plug here. If you guys don't have this yet, go get it. It's on my Etsy. It supports people that made it. We spent a lot of time and effort on this, and it came out to be absolutely amazing. And it ships from my house.
This is where it was worked on.
This is where it was worked on, in this room. Actually, you know what? Where did that... Behind you. Hand me that,
Oh, this?
Yeah. We'll show you some behind the scenes stuff. This is the work of Citrus Lump. I don't know if he's in the chat, but if you saw the Alien Notes section, these are all his originals. I need to send these back to him, but he does absolutely amazing work. There's some weird tape stuff going on here, so you have to be careful. But like this, look at that Phosbat, yo, and that Amprat.
Beautiful.
These are all like the originals I've got right here. It says he mailed me all this art, and I did the photography for it. All this text is translatable. Absolutely incredible. The amount of work he put into this is insane. Did every single enemy from all 4 games. And absolutely did an amazing job.
And really fast, too.
Very fast. Absolutely incredible. So I did all the photography. I made these little in-game photos and printed those out at Walgreens. And then cut them out and put them on here. And then did like the backdrop stuff. But oh my gosh, he did all the artwork. Scruffy did the modeling for the sort of fantasy areas, the inside the ship pod and the analog computer scenes.
Yeah,
That I'll show you. Like this one, analog computer scene. So some of these Citrus Lump did digitally, and we imposed them. For example, the whiteboard one. This one was one of my favorite pages.
Yeah, me too.
So this was a photograph, and you see there's the Behemoth Phosbat, the one I have the original for, right here. It's flipped over. It's kind of hard to do. Yeah, you get the point. But the crazy thing about that page is all of the colored stuff is digital. It's all digital. And I took a picture of a whiteboard with this like on the whiteboard, took a picture and then digitally imposed his work onto the whiteboard around the actual physical work. So half of that image is actually real. Like all of the paper stuff is real, and all the colored stuff is digital. It's really cool.
It's like an illusion. If you didn't see it physically in person, you would never.
Yeah.
Just realize.
You can't tell. It looks
Yeah.
real. It looks like an actual whiteboard. Like someone drew it
Yeah.
on a whiteboard. It's absolutely incredible. He did a fantastic job in making it look like dry erase.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Tom Tom Go wants to see the stamp.
Want to get it?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so I just got that off Zazzle. I just uploaded a PNG of the logo. I kind of like remade the logo. And people loved that. I got more praise for the packaging of the book than the book itself. It was kind of funny.
So true. Is this okay to stash?
Yeah. Thank you. There's the stamp. This thing we had to stamp this thing so many times that this handle's come off. We just sort of have it pushed in there.
It just came right out.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you ever have me ship anything to you, I'll stamp it with this because I have this forever now. Very cool thing to have.
A lot of people have kept the envelope.
Yeah, so many people got mad at me. They're like, "Why do you have to make packaging to make me want to keep this envelope?" And I'm like, "Who was it? Seaguns Art on Twitter. They cut out the stamp and just kept the little cutout of the stamp.
That's cute.
That's a good way to do it. Then you don't have to carry an envelope with you everywhere. It's not like it has, I guess, collector's value. Maybe it does. I don't know. The envelope things, they're just retail. You can just buy those things. So I just stamped them. The books aren't sealed with like plastic wrap or anything. It's just paper. So you can't like keep a sealed copy or anything. Maybe I'll look into that one day if people really want it. But then people will start buying two. I don't want people to buy two just to keep one sealed,
Yeah.
I have one person bought 4 copies. There were a lot of people that bought 2 copies. Like maybe 10 or so people that bought 2 copies. Most people just bought 1, understandably. The postcards are sold out, and we only have about 90 copies left. We printed 600. So it was pretty successful. Which is great. I was so happy being able to support the artists that worked on it. They did an absolute fantastic job. This is random, but I made these also from Zazzle. Zazzle's a good company. They'll just print stuff for you. These are patches that may or may not be for a little bit of a cosplay that I'm working on. How many sold during the pre-orders? It was like 200.
Yeah.
I think it was like 200. Maybe 250. 260.
Yeah,
it was 260.
Yeah.
I have a picture somewhere of the packages.
I can send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to show. While she's working on that, here's another piece of trivia. So, for the burger recipe, Gina and I did all of the recipes. We wrote all those. So big thanks to her. She helped out a lot.
Yeah.
The Wollywog burger, and we took these photos as well. This Wollywog burger, while the recipe says to use ground turkey, which is, we made all these recipes, many of them multiple times over,
Yeah, we
tweaking
wanted
things
to
here
make
and
sure
there.
it was good.
Yeah, tweaking things here and there to make sure that they're good. While the recipe lists to use ground turkey, that picture photographed is actually that burger patty is made out of ground frog legs. We wanted originally to go as close to the canon as possible. So we bought a package of frozen frog legs, de-thawed them, and then spent so much time chopping the meat off of the legs, pounding it with a mallet, making it ground, and forming it into a patty, and cooking it on a grill.
And it was so was falling through the grill, so we
it
had
was
to
falling
put it on
apart.
a specific
We couldn't
wooden-
grind it enough.
yeah.
Like we needed to use like a sausage ground thing.
Yeah.
That maybe would have worked, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the best burger.
It was sour.
It was kind of sour. And on top of that, we wanted to make the recipes actually accessible.
I know.
And like, I didn't want to make anyone to have to go to the grocery store to get frog legs and chop them up and spend as much time as we did doing that. So at the end of the day, we said, nah, let's just do a ground turkey recipe. And it's good. It's a good burger. Try it. It's delicious. But yeah, that picture was made out of actual frog legs. So, hey, we did it. We did it. So yeah, the pictured burger, yours might not look like it. Might not exactly look like it. It's finally some good food. Good.
I sent you the photo.
Oh, yeah.
To show it.
This is a good photo. I can just switch this to that right there. This is all the pre-orders. Packed up. This took so much time.
Yeah.
We had to put all the postcards into individual baggies. We had to, put the postcard, wrap the books in paper. We had to, tape it, slide them all into the envelopes, put the postcards in the envelopes, seal the envelopes, and put the printout. I have this little label printer thing, prints out
that thing
labels. Oh,
very well.
couldn't have done without it.
Yeah.
Then we had to stick all the labels on there and send them all out. And boy, did it take hours. I think in total it probably took us like 10 hours to do everything, like multiple days.
We were late the night before.
Yeah, we swapped it out multiple days. Because like we got the postcards early, so we already had all the postcards done, ready to go in by the time we got the books. And then when we got the books, it was like game time. It was like go.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. That was fun. Hopefully I'm not like DDoSing anyone in this. I don't think it's high enough res to see anyone's address. But nope, now it's just showing my Discord. Let's not do that. How did that happen even? It's weird. Now let's go back to that. And now it's all wonky. Lovely. Let's see, is there anything else we can show? Maybe some behind the scenes Topical Wilds stuff over here in the Topical Wilds Discord server.
Just us celebrating when it's finished.
The poem for Topical Wilds, the first poem, I wrote it. I wrote that in 2018.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah, we started this project in 2018. Hey, 3D boy, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Glad you could make it. Oh, we should show off the Wally Wog we got from him. The package that he was so kind to send me. No, it's on the shelf in the family room.
Okay.
3D boy does amazing sculptures on his Twitter. We were just going over some Topical Wilds facts. I was just saying how... yeah, you want to show the camera? What do you want me to do? Look at this little boy. Look at him.
He's so cute.
Focus right.
What
Look at that little man.
fellow.
He is so adorable. I love him so much.
He's so cute.
He shall go on my head. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm not gonna do that. He'll fall and break. But I will put him.
She got the Akatsumo one. Oh man, I wanted to ask you: Are all of your Wollywogs like that size, or the ones you're selling a different like size from those? Because I thought you had your I thought you based most of your Pikmin off of the World of Nintendo figures, right?
Baby.
Like I think you even used parts of them sometimes for some of your figures, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh, no, he said the ones I sell are big.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought so. Okay, what other topical wilds factoids should we share? I will say, so I had a hand in most of the sections. There were a couple I had very little impact, like work on. For Scruffy's sections, for the ads, he just pretty much did those and said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Sweet, I love it. Let's put them in." He said he had been working with typography a lot and wanted to do those. For Sprout postings, comic at the end, his was the biggest section out of all the sections that we had, and he just did all of that and like was, "Here you go, it's done. Here you go." That guy pretty much brought the project to life. His advertising. I feel like you're a little out of frame now. What happened? I don't know which way is better.
I know. You can do it.
His advertising brought most of our pre-order sales, and he had the biggest section. He just said, "Here you go, it's done." He was one of the first to be done.
He was so fast.
Yeah, him and Citrus Lump.
Yeah.
Citrus Lump, I had to work with that, so I did all the photographs and I did the, Jamie and I, oh yeah, she goes by Jamie in the credits, but it's Sweet Toast. We did, and Sweet Toast was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but we did the poem together. So she did all the art. Actually, traditionally, that art's traditional. I have it sitting somewhere. And then I did the poem, and then I like digitally modified the artwork to make the words fit better. And you missed out on the design. It's still available, man. It's still out.
You just can't get the postcards, but you can get.
Yeah, the postcards are out, but if you really want a postcard, just DM me and I can add one in, because we have a couple extras that we didn't list for sale. Yeah, but just check the link on the Topical Wilds Twitter. Oh, to be a part of it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought you got it. I was confused. Yeah. We didn't really submit applications. It was sort of by invite, and I didn't know who you were at the time when we started this. If we ever do another one, I will DM you, because I am certain that. All right, see ya, Ariana. Or what'd you say your name was? Urima. See you later. Have a good night. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, 3D Boy, totally. You got a spot. If we ever do another one, which I'm taking a break for now. Like this.
Yeah, we're still emotionally recovering.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do like something else for a little bit and then come back to it. But we have ideas already. In fact, I'll say right now, if we ever do another one, our two favorite sections of the book were the it seemed like the populace, some of the favorite sections were the Louis recipes and the I Spy treasure. And I definitely think if we're ever going to do another I Spy, we have run out of real world things, or things that we can actually find from the real world that match the Pikmin 2 treasures. And we might need your assistance in maybe making some of them.
Ooh,
if
cool.
we were to continue the I Spy treasure, and we might also do like ship parts, maybe like a Pikmin 1 ship parts I Spy treasure. To some extent, maybe those things would need to be 3D printed for it to be reasonable to happen. But that might be one way that we could maybe use your resources, your abilities, your tasks, your absolute beautiful art that you're able to put together over on your Twitter. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for my Wollywog pond. I have a space for it. I need to put a little shelf out, but it's going right in between some of Joff's artwork on my wall. I'm sure you've probably seen him. He's a very talented Pikmin artist from Europe. And I'll send you a picture when that scene that I have planned is all ready to go. Yeah, so let me think, is there anything else Topical Wilds? I mean, we have a couple ideas more for the sequel, should we do it, but I haven't exactly, I don't want to spoil anything, you know. We haven't put anything in writing yet. But everybody talks to me as if it's a guarantee happen thing, that we're making a sequel, and while I would absolutely love to, right now I'm gonna chill out. Not to mention, it was so nerve-wracking just hoping that Nintendo wouldn't like DMCA me or something. I feel that was always a fear. I actually had dreams about that. I had a dream I got an email.
Nope.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Topical Wilds. If anybody has any more questions, we are considering actually maybe doing a T-shirt. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that. I might run a poll on Twitter, but we would do a T-shirt with maybe with this artwork on it, like a black T-shirt with this artwork, and then ship more postcards with other art on there. I know one. So I used a proxy service to ship from Europe. Oh, the Forest Novel. I think that was one of the names we debated on. I have considered that maybe not continuing the Topical Wilds name and like doing it as like another magazine or something. So yeah, maybe the Forest Novel is next. But yeah, I used a proxy service the first time I ordered it from him. The second time he did ship internationally, so maybe you missed out on that. That was for the second and third prints he shipped internationally. But that first one, yeah, I had to get it. I had to get it shipped through a proxy service, which is where I get most of my collectibles from like Japan and stuff. I use a proxy service. But I DM'd him and I was like, hey, I know you said you're not doing international, but I'm using a proxy service, so please package it like you would package an international package. And he was like, oh, cool. Sounds good. And he sent it. It was awesome. It's expensive. Wasn't cheap to ship, but it was worth it. His prints are beautiful. I'd love to show it off soon, but like I said, I want to get those shelves in there and showcase some of 3D Boys art. I have another little section. I have in my bedroom I have this on my wall, the original of this framed in my bedroom, and I've got some of Seagun's art in my bedroom, though I need to get it framed. So yeah, I love my Twitter artist. I love my Pikmin artist. You guys are great. And I've got a copy of this framed, of course. Couldn't not. You want to show them the Bulborbs?
Sure.
I mean, you guys might have seen these before. These were made by a good friend of mine and his sister, who is a professional seamstress. They're patterned perfectly after the official red Bulborbs. You cannot get these, unfortunately. I've tried to beg them to sell the pattern at least, or make these and sell them on Etsy, but they are too scared of copyright laws, which obviously I laugh in the face of to a degree. But they actually have mouths you can stick Pikmins in, or your hand. They're absolutely beautiful. Whoa.
Oh.
That one's official, of course. They didn't bother making the red one. It already exists. This is the hairy boy. I know these are supposed to be based off of dwarf bulborbs rather than full-size bulborbs, but I mean, come on. You need the hair. That's so cool. It makes it different, and also, just like in the games, the hair can come off. It comes off all the way. I just don't want to do it because it's annoying to stick the feet through. But these things are absolutely some of my favorite possessions on the planet. He made me a bulbmin as well, but I don't have that in here. But these things are absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Very, very nice of him to make these for me. Yeah, my desk is just littered with stuff. My friend Davogato just sent me a care package with a bunch of cool stuff, like some e-reader cards. Well, that's an AR card in the front, but the other stuff is e-reader. He sent me this, not Pikmin related. So, shout out to Davogato. He's a cool guy. He's been my friend for a really long time. I think since, well, I've probably been talking to Dave since 2012. Maybe 2013. But I met him in person, I think in 2016. Maybe it was 2017. I forget my meetup years. I got the Sega plushies back there.
You want to show them the Sega plushies? The Sega.
Oh.
These guys.
Some of you may be familiar with these. These are official, actually. These are by Sega. They actually have a Sega logo on them. From 2002. Whoa, there we go. So these are actually pretty rare. They have the Sega logo on them because they were given in Sega claw machine games, because Sega makes like arcade machine games. And yeah, they're the long toe bros. Exactly. Big feet men. And you can thwap the bulbs pretty good. Although these are expensive, so I'm not going to be too rough with them. Anything from like 2001, 2002, the price just shoots up so high. Including Gina's beanie.
Oh, yes.
That is a pretty rare one. It's actually a North American item. It was a giveaway for those who subscribed to Nintendo Power and sent in the mail a coupon for a beanie. It is pretty dang rare because not a lot of people sent in that coupon for that beanie. It's a pretty rare item. But yeah, at this point, I'm just showing off my collection. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, do you think of any other topical wilds? We went through so much headache towards the end. The reason it got delayed so much is because we had to basically change all the bleeds on everything and do all sorts of crazy changes at the end to make things work. It was a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pikmin D20 print. It's a great print. He does great work. I also got he did art for a Pikmin section in a book. I should read that.
Where is it?
It's in my room. My bedroom somewhere. Probably on my bookshelf.
What is it? What am I looking for?
The Lock-In, the magazine that I res reading. The one that Joff did the artwork in, that I got off Kickstarter. Remember I was reading it in the family room too? Yeah. Yeah. There's a pretty funny, do I wear any Pikmin underwears? I do not have any Pikmin underwear. What kind of fan am I?
Yeah, Pikmin onesie.
I do have a Pikmin onesie. I forgot about that. I do have a Pikmin onesie, but I wear underwear when I wear my Pikmin onesie. I don't have any Olimar undies. What's wrong with me? This book right here. The only reason I bought this, and I'm not even sure Joff knows that I bought this, was his one section on Pikmin that he did the art for. He didn't. I don't think he wrote it. He didn't write the thing for it, but he did the artwork for it. Here we go. Absolutely gorgeous artwork.
It's very good style.
Yeah, I wish I could shine some more light on this, but he's got a Mamuda, a Snagret, and a shoot. Why am I forgetting? Nectris Dandifly. That's the name. And the Bulborb. There's probably some other stuff in there. Some dead sheer grubs. Oh, there's a fiery blowhog being carried away. What is that supposed to be? Oh, it's an upside down Wollywog. I see. His eyes are crossed out. Right there. It's kind of hard to make out.
What is it?
Favorite Pikmin boss, favorite treasure, favorite Pikmin area. Oh my gosh. You didn't see it? I didn't mean to close this actually. I was going to read some of it because it's kind of funny. They talk about the Umibozu in this book. And they kind of make it sound like it's literal. They get some inaccuracies, is the funny thing. I was a little bit...
They make it sound like it's canon.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with some of the writing, honestly. Well, some of the Pikmin knowledge presented, I guess. Great, now I can't find it. Did I go too far? Anyways. Well.
Oh.
I gotta fix my feet. My feet are falling asleep. I guess I might as well just bring this camera all the way. So my favorite Pikmin boss. Oh my gosh. I haven't thought about this. I haven't really tried to pick a favorite. I really like the Quagmire Clops.
I don't.
Just he's so huge. I kind of like it. I kind of like favorite instrument. That is such a Waffles Crush question. Oh man, I don't know the names of them, but I like my Pikmin jaw harps. That's
Okay.
good. That's good. Pikmin series wouldn't be the same without jaw harps. I guess that's a Pikmin 1 answer. I don't think jaw harps were used as much in Pikmin 2. Trumpet. Yeah,
Yes.
in Pikmin 2 it's trumpet. Onion error sound. Oh yeah. That's a good one. The candy pop wilting sound. That's a contender. Let me read an excerpt of this, even though my voice is giving away and I'm going to have to call it soon. Let's see. I can't read the whole thing. But it's very well written. The vocabulary is good. It's just not all there with the...
That's like saying she has a good personality. Like, it has good vocabulary.
The Tales of Olimar, across all 3 Pikmin games, use the picturesque and tranquil setting filled with mischievous magical creatures to obscure a deceptively bleak truth. The planet PNF44 hides a macabre secrets that slowly reveal themselves. Its very inhabitants acting as evidence of heinous actions of the past, and our protagonist caught up in the trap of benevolent forces. Despite its world of vivid vegetation and gaudy gardens, what wickedness is lurking in the world of Pikmin? What exactly are these Pikmin? One could classify them as both plant and animal. They mature from leaf bud and finally to blossom. This is just dialogue from 2. Or from Pikmin 1. When all of one color are lost, the onion instinctively pulls out new seeds. How does it know to do this? What a mysterious life form. Alright, we're out of game contact now. The planet P404 is host to an array of interesting and vibrantly colored life forms. Pikmin themselves are a strange hybrid of plant and animal. But are they an evolution of plants that have become sentient? Have small creatures learned how to photosynthesize? Do they enjoy being plucked out of the ground? There are many unanswered questions, even with P404's most famous inhabitants. But things get even more chilling with the natural predators of the Pikmin. Dangerous creatures like the hideous smoky prog shulk their heaving mass across levels, and insectoids such as the unsettling beady longlegs scuttle their lengthy, thin limbs around every corner. That's kind of a misnomer, but... So did something happen on this planet, or is evolution just running amok on an alien world? For every diminutive animal denizen of P404 seems to hint at a possible horror story with nothing more than their designs, thanks to the jumbled collection of creature traits that define them. Burrowing snagrets best exemplify the wild melding of animalistic norms, with the long beak and sharp eyes of a bird, but the scaly body of a snake and the ability to burrow underground. This constant shuffling of animal genetics creates a gallery of savage, twisted creatures that play with players' expectations and present a familiar but eerie environment that works to both fantasize and unsettle the audience. Even increasingly comedical creatures like the fiery blowhog settle somewhere in the uncanny valley, with a hint of something that we understand simmering underneath the bulbous body of a fire-breathing hedgehog. They're not hedgehogs, are they? They're pigs. They're hogs.
Yeah, they picked the wrong hog.
Yeah, that's the wrong hog. If we had to look for an explanation hidden deep within the game's lore, is it possibly because these creatures are the mutant offspring of nuclear radiation? You guys enjoying this? There's a lot to this. I have read here, so I have all this left, and then there are 2 more pages. That's a different game. This book is pretty cool. It goes over a lot of games. I think there's an interview with like Edmund McMillan for Binding of Isaac in here. It's pretty cool stuff. They have a Kickstarter open for the 4th book. This is the 3rd book. It's called Lock On. Let me see if I can link the Kickstarter for the 4th. I haven't bought it. It's from Europe, so it's kind of expensive. So I'm not going to buy like every single one. I mainly bought this to support Hoff. They don't have number 3.
I gave up on the puzzle, by the way.
You gave up?
I mean, just for tonight. It'll happen.
Maybe we should have done one of the easier ones, or a couple of the easier ones.
Oh, those other ones are 1, 2, 3. You can finish it. This is a start, and then you come back to a type of puzzle, I think.
So it looks like maybe they're not doing Kickstarter for the 4th book, but here's their website where you can buy it. You can also get it digitally, if you're into that. This one the book 3 focused on the Dreamcast a lot. And then they just had some random other stuff in there, like Pikmin. And each one sort of focuses on a different book or a different console. I think this next one, number 4, is PlayStation. That it's mainly focusing on, like PlayStation 1. Let me get at least to the part where they start saying weird things. Oh yeah, here's a misnomer. Olimar at one point finds a relic of human history in a Geiger counter. Remarking how much noise it makes in certain areas of the game, unaware of its purpose and the death knell that noise would mean for many. That was not a human relic, that was part of his ship. That was Hokutate technology. Yes, they called it a Geiger counter. Yes, a Geiger counter is a real thing that exists in the world, but him not knowing what it did, it was not because it was a human relic. It was because Olimar is not as intelligent as some make him out to be. Or at least, not necessarily that facts are a level of intelligence, but he just didn't know what it did. he didn't know that it was to get radiation, but the Geiger counter was a ship part of the Dolphin. No, they're not referring to the love tester. They call it, and in capital letters, they say Olimar at one point finds a relic of human history in a Geiger counter, remarking how much noise it makes in certain areas of the game, unaware of its purpose and death knell that noise would mean for many. And then they put in the quote from Pikmin. It's the Geiger counter. Every spaceship needs one of these, but I don't know exactly what it's for. Every once in a while, it goes wild and lets out a lot of noise, but I never pay much attention to it, so it doesn't do me much good. I really should read that instruction manual one of these days. It says in the thing that every spaceship needs one of these, and that I should really read the instruction manual one of these days. So how does he derive that it was human artifact when he had the quote in the book? That was one of my biggest qualms, I think, with this. It's like, is this really a big Pikmin fan? Now, the writing is exquisite. The vocabulary is fantastic. I can't pronounce most of these words. It's very beautifully written, but the facts are a little bit malnourished. You see the vocabulary?
That was very good.
That was good. Malnourished.
That's good.
Not necessarily exactly relevant, but... Oh, and then here's a good part. In Pikmin 2, we see the overt remains of human culture littered around the planet, though predictably, the last memories of humanity are boiled down to the most prolific proponents of capitalism, with brands and their garbage are prominent remaining legacy. Buried below the surface, Olimar and Louis can find bottle caps, Duracell batteries, soda cans, and even jars of peanut butter. An emblem of both of our consumerist consumption, and a reminder that these forgettable throwaway items that mean so little to us will have an impact that reaches far beyond our brief years on this planet. It's a novelty to dig up a 7-Up bottle cap among other miscellaneous technological debris and remnants of our species, but the perseverance of such ubiquitous capitalist iconography is either not a coincidence or a rather telling side effect of the popularity of products, unexpectedly sending a message that conveys the lasting effect of our current economic models and consumerist addictions. There was a guy with a axolotl profile picture, and he played Pikmin 2 on a live stream, but I can't find him. But he did a really good Olimar impression with his voice changer. Nice. LOL, bro had a deadline and started filling in the blanks. Exactly. I mean, it's well written. It's well written. That line alone. Where was it? But the perseverance. I can't even read that now. Perseverance of such ubiquitous capitalist iconography is either not a coincidence or rather telling side effect of the popularity of the products. What a sentence. What a sentence.
Goodness.
I guess I need to try my Olimar impression. I don't have a voice changer. The Pikmin have all perished because of my own carelessness. I'm in utter disgrace as a leader. How can I continue to collect parts without them? Still, the onions join me in low orbit, as if this Pikmin extinction had never happened. I shan't sleep tonight. No, I mean, it's not hokitation. Oh, he was doing it in gibberish. That's good. He was just letting you read it and just saying gibberish on the stream. That's hilarious. Well, there's more art by Hoff on this page. You can see the Pikmin Kerrigan stuff. They got a bread bug and a Maudad. No. Oh, yeah, Armored Maudad. That's his name. Is it? Am I confusing two enemies? No, what's his name?
Isn't it? Because he has the...
Is it the Armored Maudad? Why am I confused? Okay, that's correct. Thank you. For some reason, I was getting it confused. I was thinking of the Hermit Crawmad. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, silly me. But yeah, the book's good. So they have different games, a couple horror games, random games that I've never heard of. Am I showing this right? Yeah. Good artwork throughout this book, and it's thick. It's very thick. It's got lots of stuff. Very good series of books. But this is the one that talked about Pikmin. I wanted to support Hoff, so that's why I got it. And if you would like to support me, sorry, I know most of you guys probably already have it, so I'm sort of, that was just a joke. But alas, I think maybe we're running out of steam. I need to call it a night. I had fun. I've been thinking, I have a couple ideas for other streams of things that I'd like to do, Pikmin streams. Maybe it'd be weekly, maybe it'd be once a month or whatever I feel like it, I don't know. But if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If not, I'll stop and not waste my breath. But you've been here, so I guess so. But thank you all for coming out. It's been a blast. I don't know how we're going to continue the puzzle later, because I don't really have a place to put this.
We'll put this away and then just put
You
gently
can
on top.
You can like in baggies, like separate the colors that you have in little Ziplocs.
We have some of those board game baggies.
Yeah, and then we can get like a piece of paper and just like and put it in the box.
Yes. This will just be the running
Give you a head
gag
start.
behind every stream. I'll just be here.
Working on the puzzle. And then eventually we'll just have a stream to finish the puzzle.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Oh man. But yeah, so long all. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed the what were we doing again earlier? I've already forgotten.
Oh, you did your tier list.
My tier list. That was the whole point of the stream, the tier list. Hopefully I didn't irreparably harm my relationships with all of you. I think I'm good, yeah. I think nobody yelled at me. We got the chill people over here that didn't realize Opin-mins are separate. Opin-mins. I want to say that from now on.
I know.
Whenever I'm talking about Pikmin opinions, yeah, no, they're
What's your
Opin-mins.
Opin-min?
They're Opin-mins. But again, thank you all for coming out and joining us.
Yes.
And with that, we shall say adios. Or what did we always said in Pickcast, we would go captains dismissed. And that's sort of, I guess, imbued in my consciousness. So, thanks all. Have a good night.
Good night.